Hello everyone! Another day to live, another day to love, and another day to love. This is Momsy, and today we're going to talk about the set of integers for grade 7 mathematics. In this lesson, you are expected to define absolute value and integers, use number line to represent absolute value and integers, and represent the absolute value of a number on a number line as the distance of number from 0. For the past years, a lot of Filipinos work as overseas Filipino workers in different parts of the world. Some had been OFWs for decades to support the needs of their families in the Philippines. Some children felt sad for being left behind. However, there are children who still choose to understand the situation by keeping in mind that this form of sacrifices is for their future. In our lives, there are some unfortunate events that can bring about positive results. This fact can also be represented in mathematics through integers. To further understand this, let us explore the beauty of numbers in mathematics. Let us explore integers. As you read and understand the lesson, take note in finding answers to the following guide question. Number 1, what are the parts of a number line? Number 2, how will you plot an integer on a number line? And number 3, how can problems be solved using integers? As a review, integers are whole numbers involving positive, negative, and 0, but fractional numbers are not allowed. For example, we have 2, -2, and 0. So let us now proceed with the positive and negative integers. First is positive numbers. Positive numbers are numbers greater than 0, and it is located at the right side of a number line. So as you can see, we have here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, and the arrow goes to the right side of the number line. So that is for positive number. Now, in opposite, we have here the negative number. Negative number is a number that is less than 0. As you can see, we have -1, -2, -3, and -4, -5, and -6. However, the arrow goes to the left side. So, meaning to say, habang palayo sila ng palayo kay 0, mas bumababa ang value nila kapag sila ay negative. Okay? However, when we're talking about positive integers, habang lumalayo sila kay 0, mas tumataas naman ang kanilang value. So, for our example, we can represent integers using red and yellow counters. Okay? So, red tiles will represent negative integers and yellow tiles will represent positive integers. So, as you can see now, the diagrams below show two ways to represent -3. At first diagram, we have 3 red tiles. Since 3 red tiles represent negative integers, we have 1, 2, 3 that represents -3. On the other side, we have 5 red tiles and 2 yellow tiles. So, you can actually use my method. My own method is the takip-takip method. Just cover the 2 red tiles and the 2 yellow tiles. Ano ang matitira? Okay, that is 3 red tiles, and once again, red tiles represent negative integers. That's why the answer is still -3. For example, we have here, tell whether or tell which integer each group of tiles represents. For the first part, we have 3 red tiles and 1 yellow tile. So what could be the answer? Okay, that is -2. Okay, just use the takip-takip method. That is a shortcut. Okay, so how about this? We have 2 red tiles and 3 yellow tiles. Okay, the correct answer is +1. Since only 1 yellow tile will remain. Okay, so how about the last example? We have 3 tiles and 3 yellow tiles. Okay, the correct answer is simply 0. Let us now have the opposite of integers. Opposite numbers are numbers that are the same distance from 0 in the opposite direction. So as you can see, we have here -3 and its opposite is 3 because they have the same distance from the 0. When you count from 0 to 3, there are 3 steps to the right. Okay? Then when you count the distance from 0 to -3, there is still the same number of steps. It is 3 then. Okay, that's why they are what we call the opposite numbers. So meaning to say, the opposite of 1 is -1, the opposite of 2 is -2, and the opposite of 6 is -6, and so on and so forth. That's why there are also some opposite quantities in real life. Examples: for number 1, we have saving and spending. There are opposites in real life. For example, if you save 100 pesos from your allowance, you may think of it as positive 100. But if you spend 100 pesos, you may think of it as negative 100. Another example is we have reward and penalty or punishment. If your teacher, for example, rewards you 5 extra points for submitting an outstanding project, you may think of it as positive 5. On the other hand, if he or she gives you a penalty of 5 points for submitting a project late, you may think of it as negative 5. Next is we have the number line. So the number line shows 0 and some negative and positive integers. Integers actually can be represented on the number line. On the number line, the positive numbers are to the right of 0 and the negative numbers are to the left of 0. So for example, an integer on the horizontal number line is greater than the number on its left and less than the number on its right. So we have now to use the coordinates of the points. So these are the numbers assigned to the points on the number line. So for example, we have to name the coordinates of points A, B, C, and D on the number line. So observing the points on the number line, we can answer now that the coordinate of point A is -10. Then the point of B is on -5. Point C is on +4, and point D is on +9. Okay, so that's how we can name the coordinates of our points on a number line. For the last part of this video, we have the absolute values of integers. So the absolute value of an integer represents to its distance from 0. Also, in some ways, it can say that this is the size of a number with or without the negative sign. Okay? Again, when we're talking about absolute value, this is the distance of the integer from 0. So for example, we have here the absolute value of -6 is 6. In symbol, it's like -6 is in between of two parallel lines. Okay? Parallel lines. So -6 or the absolute value of -6 is simply 6 because it's starting from the 0. You need to move 6 units for you to meet +6, and once again, you need 6 units to meet at the -6. So actually, negative numbers are used to measure temperature, undersea level, depth, and more. There's so many negative numbers and even positive numbers. Okay, so congratulations, you've done so far, and please continue on learning. Don't be afraid in mathematics. Okay, so keep in mind that positive numbers is a number greater than 0. Negative number is a number less than 0. Opposite numbers are numbers that are the same distance from 0 in the opposite direction. And lastly, the absolute value of an integer refers to its distance from 0. Thank you for listening and hope you learned something for today. Thank you and God bless.